Hi, welcome back to Kiwi Wanderers. This video is an exciting behind-the-scenes adventure at Jayco in Australia.
Exclusive tour of the 50-acre site in Dandenong near Melbourne.
Yeah, we'll witness innovative leak prevention techniques that they've adopted.
We explore the meticulous building of the walls, roofs and cabinetry.
Yeah, and then we experience the boom moment, the creation of a caravan.
Wow, yep. It's a story of dedication, passion and progress, not to be missed. So we're very fortunate to be guided around by Chris and Daniela.
Obviously Jayco is celebrating our 50th anniversary this year, and the first product we actually built was a Dove camper trailer, so one of the things we're working on is a special 50th anniversary Dove.
Yeah, fantastic, that's great.
So we actually weld our chassis up on site. GB Galvanising do our galvanising, so they take it to the galvanising. Fair chassis comes in, they do the coupling, water steadies, water tanks. And you can see they're coming in upside down because that's because most of the work actually happens from the top. Yeah. So they'll do all that. They'll come here where they'll do the end here where they're actually rotated. At that area they'll do a quality check. So they'll go and check all the Z section, check all the welds at the top, and torque the wheel nuts, torque the coupling. So check the torque on all.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so this is a business's latest acquisition. So this was about $1 million investment. And what we use this machine to do is currently to make our floors and also make our camper bed boards. We were importing our bed boards from China, so top load we were importing them. But like most things where we can, we'd rather bring them in-house. So we're quite a vertically integrated business. So anything that we can do, we will do, but only if we're going to be the best at it.
Yeah.
So with this machine, it's a PUR machine, so that's a type of glue. It's a hot melt glue, and it's basically a continuous flow machine. So as I was saying before, this machine is actually not running now because we've got so much capacity. So we're only probably using around 10% of the capacity that we've got.
Wow.
It gives us options down the track to bring more product over onto this, such as a lightweight timber-free bench top, something we're working on.
Yeah, right.
So they'll put the outer skin GRP down.
Yep.
They'll do a layer of glue. Then they'll put the plywood down. They'll do another layer of glue. And they'll put the side frame down, which we saw next door. So the full side frame down. One more layer of glue, and then the internal skin. So we're at the moment, we're doing a combination of some units have got plywood, but the bulk of our product now have GRV. Aligning, which is new for 2025. Because one of the critical things from our perspective is no delams. Delaminations cost a lot of money, and side frame replacements structures at the customer. So you can see that I'll get it in the press well under our 12mm time zone.
That's cool, eh?
So that's a 19 by 19mm frame. And then what we do is we actually fill it with styrene. The polystyrene is actually pre-cut. So back in the day, we actually used to use knives to cut it, but now we actually pre-cut it.
Yep.
And there's a couple of things there. Then from a safety perspective, so we eliminate the use of knives. But not more importantly, but also very important from a quality perspective. So it's a way of foolproofing how we build the side frame. So if it's pre-cut and the guys put a piece of foam down, and for some reason the block's not there, it highlights to them that the block's not there.
Oh, right.
Or if trunking's not there, it highlights that the trunking's not there.
Yeah.
So you can see we've got a laser that basically shoots down.
Yep.
And there's 3 different layers that this laser has. So this laser you're seeing at the moment is showing you where the gal strip has to go, and that gal strip's where we actually screw the furniture into.
Right.
So that ensures that our operators always put the gal where we needed to screw the furniture in. Back in the day before we had this, you might miss a gal strip, so we'd have to use a peel rivet. But now we have 100% success rate.
Yeah.
much work on the side frames as possible offline. And a couple of reasons for that. One is quality. Once again, if you're working at the right height, quality is better. Secondly, from an efficiency perspective, so rather than climbing up and down a ladder to fit windows, you actually have to go from the inside and the outside to fit a window. So it's a lot easier to do it when it's on the floor.
Yeah.
And also it's better because we have our stock close to the point of use as well.
Right.
So we actually lift those side frames on as complete as possible now.
Wow.
That will that has basically determines what window it's got on, and we'll then trace around the window. And a couple of advantages is, once again, anything we look at safety, quality, efficiency. So from a safety perspective, that RSI, the guy's constantly squeezing the caulking gun.
Yeah, right.
From a quality perspective, we get the right amount of silicon in the right places, because when you use a caulking gun,
Yep.
you get surges.
Yep.
And then from an efficiency perspective around materials too, you don't get over application of the silicon.
Wow, that is very clever.
Thanks.
I love that.
One of the things we try and do as a business is we look at where we can take work off the line. So if you can do work in a pre-assembly area, we'll take it on the line.
Yeah.
Better for efficiency, better for quality.
The sinking up we saw before,
Yeah.
and I buy sink, but it just dropped the
Yep.
5 sort of bezel.
Yeah, right.
You say we add habit space in there,
Yeah.
whereas in some I drilled the hole, they'd go from the inside, reach in, and
Of course they would.
convenient.
Of course they would. Of course they would.
So once we stand all the furniture, what we then do is go and do the wiring. So we use 12-volt wiring looms, and we use 240s plug and play. So basically, rather than having to strip wires and insert into the power point, we just use plug and play.
Yeah.
And then the other gentleman there, he'll be doing the 12-volt. So he'll be getting that ready for 12-volt to go in through there.
Yeah, right.
And then we do electrical fit off later. So one of the things that we do, our free-size caravans and motorhomes, a lot of them have slide-outs. So what we actually do is pre-build a slide-out offline and then just offer the slide-out up to the van.
All right. Yeah, okay. Yeah, makes sense. Wow.
A lot more.
Holy shit. Yeah. There you go. There's a van waiting for a slide out.
So at different stages down the line, we have quality gates. So what that is, it's an independent quality order that goes into the van. And what they'll do is do an inspection of the van. So what that is we ensure that we don't pass faults down the line. So she'll do a quality check. She'll mark up any issues. We'll have the team from back down the line come up, rectify those issues, and also follow any of those issues back down the line and make sure that they're not repeated.
Wow.
So this is our caravan roof panel. So as you can see, we do all the work on ground level.
Yeah.
So we actually fit all the fittings off down here. And once again, when we look at anything we do, we look at safety, quality, and efficiency. So obviously from a quality perspective, it's much better for the guys to be working at ground level. So they've got a better using of what they're doing.
Yeah.
From an efficiency perspective, all their parts are nearby, so they're not climbing up and down ladders to get that. And also from the safety perspective, they're not working at height.
Exactly.
When we can reduce working at height, we do.
Yeah. That's cool.
So we used to, during COVID, we had a journey line, and then we had a complex line. But since the volumes have come back down, we've consolidated both lines. So on this line, we build all different product ranges.
All right.
Like,
Okay.
So you can see we've got silver lines, we've got the new Discovery, and we've also got Starcrafts coming
Yeah,
down
right.
as well. And then over the other side, you see we've got base stations coming.
Yeah, right.
Middle of last year, we started doing it. So basically, it's a pressure test. So what we do is get positive air pressure in the van. So
Right.
we shut the van up, we get positive air pressure in it.
Yeah.
And then the guys then go around and basically do a spray test. So if we go to the next one over here,
Yeah.
we've got one.
So that's pressure inside the
So
van.
you got a positive pressure inside the van,
Van. Yeah.
effectively forcing air out.
Yes. Yes.
So we get it to a minimum. The big motorhomes, we get to 40 psi. The caravans can get up to around 60 psi.
Right.
And we actually have our people go around with the spray bottle and soak your water. So they spray all the corner molds, spray all the...
Yeah. Right.
And basically it presents as a bubble if there's
Yeah.
an air leak.
Right.
So we do that prior to the water test, because some leaks will show up on an air test,
Oh.
on a water test, and some leaks will show up on a water
Oh wow.
air test.
Double check.
So yeah, critical thing is you actually do both processes.
Yeah.
So we won't put a van into the water tester until it's passed the pressure test.
Yeah. Right.
So as you can see, Rachel Bears is
Yep.
spraying over in the oven.
Yeah.
So since we started doing this, we've seen our water leaks go in the water tester van an average of 18 to sub 1. So it's had a dramatic impact on our waterproof.
18.
18 to sub 1.
One. Wow.
So once the van's clear pressure testing, it then comes into the water tester. So that's basically, we put this in for 25 minutes. And we've changed the nozzles on this, because people used to think a high pressure stream is the best climbing leaks. We actually got an extra use spiral nozzles now.
Right.
Because a bigger droplet is actually better for finding a smaller hole than a smaller...
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
So we spent about 2 hours being escorted around the factory by Chris and Daniela. One of the things that impressed me, and I'm not sure you can see it in this video, is that Chris was very proud of all the advancements they've made in the way they build the Jayco product. The other thing was there are 800 employees here, and at every station Chris used the tech's first name.
That's very cool, eh?
Yeah.
Now that's a good workplace. And at the end of it all, they both still had time for a couple of questions inside a new Silverline.
A new silver line. Ooh. Hey, right, we're here with Chris Ryan from Jayco. He's just shown us around all of the factory, and it's been fantastic, isn't it, Sands?
Yes.
It's been really good. And I've got a couple of questions for you, Chris.
Sure.
What are the key features that set Jayco caravans apart from its competitors? Well, I don't actually think you need to answer that.
Well, you've been out and seen
Yeah,
it.
well,
There'll be a video on that,
this was a question I wrote before we did the tour. So
Yeah, look, I think one of the things to mention is that, as I said when we're doing the tour, is that we are very much a vertically integrated business. So when we can bring stuff in-house, we do.
Yeah.
But the important thing we acknowledge, though, if we're not going to be the best at doing it, we won't bring it in-house. But by bringing it in-house, it allows us to control a number of things, and one of those is getting stuff to market quickly. So, that's something that Jayco and Jerry have always prided ourselves on, is that, when we see an opportunity, we want to bring it to market as quickly as possible.
No, I'm very impressed with the tour, very impressed with all of the stuff that you've got going on, and what I could see that you're constantly improving.
Yeah.
You talked about, we used to do this and now we've done this, and we're reducing the whatever. It was great.
Yeah, well, that's one of the key things that you never rest, and that's why it's called continuous improvement, because it is continuous. If you sit back and think you're doing things the best you can possibly do, you won't look for new opportunities, and that's what we do when we look at not just product, but also how we do things. We consider a number of things, and That's our employees. So we, you know, how can we improve the workspace of our people, make it safer? How can we become more efficient? Because efficiency gains allows us to pass that on to the customer too. And also from a quality perspective. And as I said, there's a lot of things we do that we try and mistake-proof the processes. So that's harder for someone to do it wrong than to do it right.
How many vans out of this facility of the year?
So currently we're sitting just under 10,000 units a year. So that's spread out over a number of assembly lines. So we've got a new product that's coming out called the Cross Trail. Then we've got our J-Pod line. We've got our camper trailer line, a pop-top line, caravan line, and what I call BEC Blast motorhomes. So camper vans and full-size motorhomes.
Wow. Wow. And so 10,000 a year. And you were telling me before that the biggest week you had was
326 units. So yeah, during COVID, our biggest week ever was 326 units. So
how many vans do you reckon are exported to New Zealand? How many Jayco's exported?
So we ship predominantly across both motorised and full-size caravans. We ship around 580 units a year to New Zealand.
So we are quite a small percentage of the market, aren't we?
Well, yes and no when you look at it, because our market share in New Zealand is pretty much equivalent to what our market share in Australia is. So it's in both countries, it sits around.
Yeah, right.
But it is a very important part of our business and always has been. As I said before, I've been here for a number of years, and I know when we first started developing the New Zealand market, we saw it as a great opportunity. So certainly important to the business.
Right, right. Can you tell us about the latest innovations in Jayco caravans?
Well, you'll get to go through the vans a little bit later on and show what we've got in the silver lines. And a lot of our new stuff has come out. So when you look at the new models, some of the things that we've really brought in is our one-piece roof and our one-piece side frames.
Yeah.
So whenever we can, we try and eliminate timber from the builder, the exterior of the van. So we've gone to a GRP in a skin on most of our product, and also a GRP roof panel as well. So gives you a better, smoother finish, and then also structurally it gives you some advantages as well because it's a stronger roof.
Yeah.
You know, one of the projects I'm working on at the moment is the bench tops, and looking at how we can make a lighter weight bench top and also make it timber free. And as we develop that, we'll look at other opportunities in the van where we can maybe use laminated panel to take weight out of the van.
Yeah, well, cool. Very good. It's good. It's, yeah, as you say, constant improvement and constant innovation, isn't it? Trying to get stuff out there quickly as you can.
Exactly. And another thing we're working on is also our airbag suspension. So it's just about ready to be released, and we're actually down at the test track as we speak today. So we've got a full-size caravan that's down at our test track down at Anglesea, or not our test track, but the test track down at Anglesea being tested. So we'll do 4 days of very rigorous testing where we actually run for an hour, then we take measurements and temperatures.
Right, yeah.
And so we'll just check that that effectively the airbag suspension is fit to be released to the market. And we do approximately, it ends up being about the equivalent of 80,000 kilometres worth of driving in that test over the 4 days because of the cobbles and the ruts and that, yeah.
How does Jayco gather customer feedback?
Well, we use a couple of things. We obviously have, at our shows, we spend a lot of time talking to customers, and it's a really great opportunity to actually get information.
I saw that at the show. There was people everywhere.
Exactly, yeah. So we have our sales guys, and they're focused on sales, but then we also have representatives from Jayco who actually, their job is to actually talk to customers and get information back from the customers. So, you know, that's immediate feedback on new models, on decor is always good, but then also from other, you know, elements of using the vehicles. We also have customer feedback. So when we deliver a new van, we actually outwardly seek the customer to give us their feedback on the product. And then we also use our dealer network. So the dealer network, obviously, they're at the coalface and they're talking to the customer. So we have immediate feedback from the dealers. But we also have a dealer forum. So particularly when we're releasing a new product, we'll actually bring the dealers in, some key dealers, and get them to go over the product and give us our feedback, because it's important to talk to the people that are actually talking to the customer.
Yeah, on the ground. Cool, man.
I've just got a question. So I noticed it going around here.
It's not on the list.
I noticed going around here predominantly caravans. So obviously your market share is more caravans and motorhomes.
Oh no, so we only sort of walk the caravan line.
Right,
So
yeah.
to give you rough numbers, we're doing 14 caravans a day, thereabouts. Pop tops will sit around the 7-8 mark. Camper trailers around 5 a day. J-pods are around that 1 mark per day, and then motorized around the 10 mark. So it's just that we happen to walk through.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
we're interested in your caravan.
Oh, we are. Yeah.
obviously,
I can't, can you see Sandy and I in a J-pod? No.
No. I love the J-pod, but perhaps it's not your cup of tea. And that's one of the things as a business that we do. We actually build across the whole range.
right.
So we go,
So everyone can.
That's right. You've got something for everyone. That's right.
and that's sort of one of the philosophies of Jayco is that we want to create a recreational vehicle for everyone.
For everyone, definitely. Yeah.
So that's one of our things that we focus on. How can we get people in at a lower level, but then as people move up, offer them the product and the luxury that they want to. So as they go through their journey, they can stay in a Jayco product.
Yeah. Great.
Perfect.
Wow. I don't know how to thank you for the time you've given us today, man. It's been fantastic. Been really, really good.
Shake hands, maybe.
It's been great having you, and thanks for taking the time to come and visit our factory.
Cool, yeah. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. Oh.
So there you are, how they make the Jaycos.
Yeah. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this video. We really enjoyed getting the opportunity to make it. So, thanks for watching.
See ya.
1, 2, 3. Thanks for watching. See you out there.
Tonight we're running on the right track.